Hi there guys, Sam here, welcome to another video. Join me once again in my Mark 7 Golf R to talk a little bit around sort of like the top 5 cars that I'm looking forward to in 2021 really. So yeah, I'll get straight into this video. So yes, welcome back to another video. I hope everyone is all well. And yeah, today I kind of wanted to talk about the future and what I'm really looking forward to, and well, what I think you guys should be looking forward to as well, because there is some really exciting cars on the horizon. Yeah, and these are kind of the 5 that kind of sprung to mind that I felt was worth sharing, and I'll put sort of like videos on screen of the cars in question. So yes, the first car I kind of wanted to talk about is the Audi RS3. Now, obviously, part of the VW and Audi group kind of platform, as I tend to like talking about, I really do feel that this is kind of like a bit of a swan song. It's a bit of a last of its breed, if that makes sense, with that 2.5 litre 5-cylinder engine, you know, developing anywhere from around sort of 420 upwards in horsepower. Whether it's in a hatchback form or saloon form, you can use that car every day. And okay, it might not sound as quite as good as that engine 3 years ago or in the past because of the new regulations, but it's still got that character and that sense, and that's something different from a 4-cylinder like the one in mine. You know, I was very interested in the R400, which they never were able to produce for the Golf R, which would have had the same engine. I think it looks good. I think it sounds good. I think it'd be a great kind of daily. I think it's got a desirable badge. It's got a lot going for it. Yeah, and I think it's an exciting car to kind of look forward to in the future, and something which we're just not going to see again, particularly not in that type of platform. We're not going to see that type of engine again, you know, I'd even say in years to come. So take advantage of it, look forward to it. I think it will be good. I think it will cost around sort of £55,000 to £60,000, so it's not a cheap car. But you know, when you think of what you're getting, it's quite an impressive package. I think you will agree. So the next car that I'm really looking forward to in 2021 has to be the GT4 RS, the Porsche GT4 RS. I've gone on about this car on my channel. I think it's just something really, really exciting to look forward to. You know, it's going to have that 4-litre naturally aspirated engine from the GT4, stepped up a little bit, proper aero, you know, all the Porsche engineering you can kind of get into in a mid-engine Cayman. I just think it's going to be brilliant to be able to have a car like that on the road, and the potential for it means no bounds. You know, you may or may not have heard of a company called Manthey Racing, which are part owned by Porsche, and they kind of take their RS products to the next level. I think GT3 RS MR and GT2 RS MR are some of the fastest cars out there. You could do that to this, and you're probably getting one of the best cars going. Price-wise, I think it's going to be quite competitive because it's in a car class for Porsche as the Cayman, which can't step on the toes of the 911 too much. So if you think a GT4 is going to cost does cost £75,000, think maybe sub £95,000 for this car. Not massively unreasonable for such a desirable car. I've seen clips of it flying around the Nürburgring and it looks amazing. Yeah, not out yet. Set to be out next year, and it's set to be a great car. So that's definitely on my list of cars looking forward to for next year in 2021. So the next car I wanted to talk about is maybe a little bit more affordable and down to earth. It has to be the Hyundai i20N. Now this is obviously their more smaller variant of hatch. You know, think more Fiesta ST than Focus ST, sitting below like the i30N. The i20N appeals to me because it's 200 horsepower. It's developed by a company who seem to be having a little bit more of a racing pedigree about them. You know, I do see them in the motorsport in general, Hyundai really trying to up their game, and I think they're going to bring that know-how to their product. You know, a small package, loads of fun, hopefully affordable. You know, that's the main thing I think Hyundai generally are. But you know, if you're looking at a car sub sort of £20,000 with that sort of packing that sort of a punch, it's going to be a riot, and it's going to be a big opportunity for people to get into a fun new car. And I think that's something that should be celebrated. You know, manufacturers trying to push themselves into a market which is ultimately fading away a little bit. So yeah, the i20N certainly is up there for 2021 to see what it's going to be like, and yeah, to see what it's all about. As it continues to rain down quite hard on me here on, yeah, we're only a day or two away from Christmas Day now. The next car I wanted to talk about is something more like I hope is going to be there in 2021. And it has to be something like, again, naming wise, I'm not 100% sure yet, the ID.3R or an ID.3 GTI. A bit more of a pumped up ID.3 would be right up my street. I think ID.3s are starting to become more available and accessible, and I think even if it didn't come out in 2021, I think it'd be nice to know from VW that they are pushing for a product like that, you know, to see a potentially sort of like a test mule that they're trying to try out. You know, battery technology has come a long way, but ultimately it's still far behind. I think even most electric cars struggle range wise, and I think to get a car like an R or a GTI, the best way to kind of get that agility and that sort of performance is to reduce weight. And to reduce weight, you can basically reduce the battery capacity, and that will give you the performance. But unfortunately, that would reduce the range, and I think the range is the toughest thing for electric cars, you know, and infrastructure as well. So those things aren't really in place, but I'd love to see a car like that. You know, let's be honest, they're replacing this Golf with an ID.3. You know, that is the idea. They're pushing away from these older products to sum it up. You know, they kept these going because of their heritage, because of their sales. It's a different world now. And I would like to see an R, and I'd like to see a GTI, or in a club sport. You know, I'd like to see that in the ID.3 range, and I think that's something that should be celebrated. And okay, realistically, is it going to be out next year in 2021? Probably not. But can we get a hint of it being out there? Maybe. Let's hope so. But yeah, that's definitely up there for me. The next car, and the final car out of my top 5, has to actually be, which is a bit surprising, a Lamborghini Huracan STO. Now, the reason why I've said this is because manufacturers, they're pushing their luck, aren't they? They're, you know, V10s, naturally aspirated engine, very hard to get through regulations now. I mean, I don't know how they're doing it. And as a result, you're getting to a stage where it's literally going to be like, this is it. This is the last one. You know, the best they're going to do from a future model down in years to come is going to be combining it with some sort of hybrid technology, which is obviously just going to dent a few things. So I think, again, maybe something for the collectors, which is a bit of a shame because you'd like to see them on the road, because we're just not going to see it. Certainly not in Europe. That sort of engine, you know, 600 brake horsepower, you know, all the reliability from the Germans, which obviously, you know, Audi owning Lamborghini and being part of that group with a bit of flair from the Italians with that type of engine. I think that's something to be celebrated. I think that's something to really look forward to next year, and particularly for car enthusiasts, because we are losing out. We're losing these cars. You know, for me, the engine, the noise, the sound is such a big part. And if I'm honest with you, a dead silent car it's just not pulling at the heartstrings as much as cars in the past. So yeah, we're getting near a time where it's going to be completely different. But certainly celebrate when manufacturers still kind of pushing this. Where Lamborghini are going to go in the future with you know, that being the heart of kind of their business, I don't really know. But yeah, that's for them to kind of sort out. But for now, I think it's a chance for us to kind of see and, well, not me personally, but to actually get in and own a car which you're never going to see again. It's going to be the last of the last. I thought they were always pushing their luck having the V10s and the Audi R8s and the Huracans in the past. You know, with everyone sort of downsizing to turbocharged motors, or, you know, reducing cylinder capacity and stuff like that. So I think that's something to look forward to. Looks pretty cool as well, as most Lamborghinis do. So yeah, there's my 5 cars. Let me know what you're looking forward to in 2021, what you would want to see. You know, as a car enthusiast, you know, I keep my eyes out. I had a video that I put on yesterday, which was just kind of my top 5 cars of this year. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing those cars next year. And yeah, and seeing where they're all at and seeing how they fit into the world that we live in today as well. And yeah, to celebrate them, because we are at a different, you know, there's no getting away from it. We are at a different time. We are at a different age where these things are going to go away from us. Whether you have, you know, it doesn't matter how many millions of pounds you have, it's gonna go. It's simple as that. So yeah, we're gonna have to all embrace it. But for now, while we're hanging on by the skin of our teeth, let's enjoy these cars. I mean, a 2.5 litre 5-cylinder engine in a hatchback is not going to last. A V10 naturally aspirated engine in a Lamborghini, it's not going to last. And okay, the other cars I've mentioned, like the i20N, I think have legs because obviously, you know, small engines and stuff, and obviously the ID.3R, potentially the GTI type versions of that definitely do have potential going on beyond 2021. And the GT4 RS obviously has a smaller engine, so it's got potential to last. I think that engine's homologated till about 2024 to 2025, so that could stick around a little bit longer. But yeah, they're struggling because yeah, they get massive fines if they sort of go above their emissions regulations, and yeah, they've got to comply. So difficult times, but I'm looking forward to these cars, and I hope you guys are too. But yeah, let me know what you're looking forward to in the future, what you want to embrace. Yeah, let me know what you think about the cars that I've chosen. But listen, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic Christmas. You know, plenty more videos to come. This will probably be my last video before Christmas Day, but I have got videos planned going forward after that. So yeah, stay tuned, like, share, subscribe. You know, it helps a small little channel like mine. Yeah, massive thank you to like the community that's kind of been involved this year on the channel. You know, I've doubled basically my subscriber count this year, and that's all down to you. You know, views have been up, all those kind of things, which is just great. So yeah, I'm just a guy who's passionate about his cars, likes talking about cars. Yeah, and I hope you lot enjoy it. But thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, rest of your week, fantastic Christmas, and stay positive, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers, guys.